You do look humble, but you know what they say about still water?
What do they say?
It's in a bottle.
Yeah. So your name is Vuyiswa. So obviously, you've been given this name by somebody. Does it symbolize anything?
Yes, it does. It's given this name by my grandmother. And when she explained it to me, it's a Xhosa name. So whenever she would explain it to me, she was saying, I should be surrounded by happiness. Whatever that I do should represent happiness. So I think each and every time when I do something, I always remind myself of that. And when I'm in different locations as well, in the environment, I always remember that I should be happy wherever I am. So, yeah.
Wow, okay. So obviously, you know, there is always a meaning behind African names, right?
Always a meaning.
Now, obviously, you didn't fall from the sky. You already mentioned that this name was given to you by your grandmother, right?
Yes.
And it symbolizes something. So obviously, you are a sister to somebody, maybe a parent to somebody, maybe you are also a daughter to somebody else, right?
Most definitely.
Right. So tell us a little bit about Vuyiswa.
I'm Vuyiswa Ntombela. With the Zulu surname. I'm from Katlehong, born and bred in Katlehong. I studied in Katlehong as well. I didn't further my studies. Whatever that I do now, I'm self-taught. So from being a fashion stylist to coaching soccer.
Okay, that's new.
Okay, that's new.
Okay, all
But
right.
I feel like I'm unfit right now. I feel unfit
okay,
right now.
all right.
Yeah, to having an NPO and doing charity stuff for the community.
In most cases, when you say NPO, there are people who might not understand the abbreviation.
It's a non-profit organization.
Okay.
Yeah. So it depends on donations in order to work.
To strive, right? Oh, okay. Now, let's take it step by step, right? Oh, but this music that is playing in the background, I'm telling you.
Yes. I'm also thinking, oh my gosh, the guitars,
it just suits you so very well.
It does.
Now let's take it step by step. Let's talk about fashion. Right. The love of fashion, how did it come about?
I think from an early age, I've always been picky about the clothes that I wear. Whenever I would go shopping with my mother, I would be the most who's very picky. I wouldn't just take anything. I'll be specific on what do I want. And then from there on, I think it grew from just being picky to actually helping people to coordinate colors, coordinate outfits. And then from there on, because there's a friend of mine that we actually both wanted to open up a store. And then it didn't work out. And then I realized that I'm actually the one who wants the store better compared to her. So we both parted our ways. Then I went to search for a mentor. Fortunately, I found the best one.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And then from there on, I found a mentor who actually owned a vintage store called Fruit Cake, which is based in the CBD. And then I worked there for 2 years. And I told him that actually I want to be a fashion stylist more than anything. And then I went to his gigs, helping him out. And then I think once I've got like the knowledge that I wanted, then I felt like, okay, this is it. I decided to quit the job after 2 years of working there. And then from there on, I went solo and became a freelance fashion stylist.
Oh, okay. So that's how it came about. I want to go to one point that you mentioned, right? You know, vision today, it's all about dreams. If you say anything else that is not talking to a word dream, right? Now, why did you give up on the dream?
I've never given up on any dream.
You said it didn't work out, so I don't know if you're still pursuing it or not.
I'm still pursuing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Sometimes when you see people wearing shorts, it doesn't mean that they are coming here to steal anything when they start touching things, right? It means
I actually love people who wear shorts. Because it's spring.
It is free. He was just making sure that your sound comes nicely because you're a bit shy of the mic, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But okay, so there are ways in which you are pursuing the dream, right?
Yes, I am.
So and then V, right? In color.
Yes.
Why color? Why the word color?
How it came about, it's strange in a way. Because we just did like a photo series, and then the co-owner of Vee Color asked me, what should we call the photo series? And then from there on, I just said Vee in Color because what we were shooting was yellow. I was wearing yellow.
As you're still chilling here on Second to None with Mr. Stan and Vision. You know what is the interesting thing about VMC Platinum Radio, right?
Yes.
We make ordinary extraordinary. Now, you have just been made extraordinary.
Thank you so much.
And you do extraordinary things, you know? I mean, we were speaking about her NPO. So, Mr. Stan, there's something that she did with the NPO that I want to really learn and understand how the idea came about. As Mr. Stan knows, always thought like this. A little birdie said, there was a camping event that you once had for a weekend, about Friday till Sunday, whereabout people had to donate either school shoes, school socks, and beanies for children, especially in winter. How did that idea come about? Because like, I was shocked. I was like, that's nice.
I'm from the hood.
Okay.
But also I love camping, which obviously from the hood is regarded as white people things, which doesn't make sense to me. Which doesn't make sense to me. So I'd normally go camping with other people, but not people from my hood. And then they would normally say, I was in Zulu, whatsoever. So I had an idea that actually I can bring this in the hood, because there are so many people who want to do these things, but they're not exposed to them in the hood. So we're like, okay, let's do the camp, invite people from the hood who enjoy camping in the hood without even like going further. And then obviously the whole event was to get donations from people, because what matters mostly is getting donations for the kids. So we're collecting school shoes, books as well, and many other things that kids can use.
You know, I'm looking at the spirit of none other than Ubuntu, man.
Yes.
And it's still part of the Heritage Weekend, Mr. Stan, if you agree with me.
It is.
And I'm just loving the way that you just spoke about one person helping another, and how you believe camping is not a racial thing.
Yeah.
And you just wanted everybody to experience a whole different thing, right?
Exactly.
So this is a dream that you always wanted, but in your bio, myself and Mr. Stan actually saw something. There's an underlying dream that you said about Vee in Color that you wanted. The biggest goal of Vee in Color, what is that?
The biggest goal for Vee in Color is to have a learning center. Not even a learning center per se, but where people can actually learn how color has so much effect on how we perceive things or how we live as people. Because I know most of the time people think color resonates with children only, not knowing that it actually does resonate with us more than children. So having things that will remind you how color has so much effect on you. Obviously having different stores in the country that has Vee in Color items, from furniture to anything that when you think about it, when you want to buy it, you will see that, okay, this is from Vee in Color and this reminds us of 1, 2, 3. but mostly how it touches kids because I'm passionate about kids.
You see, Second to None is a hip hop show, right? Now, if you look at elements of hip hop, it has what you are doing now, which is also fashion and street language and all of those things.
Yes.
But you see, the issue, the interesting issue about things that are for white people and things that are for black people, it's the fact that, poverty has taught us something. So we've been maybe impoverished for a long time, that we looked at other things, like for instance, camping and hiking as things that you would have to do as
a black man.
As a black man, but as not as a hobby,
Yes.
but as a duty. You get the point.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why people will look at you like that. But I like your mind. I like you're not only beautiful, but you've got mind as well. You've got big brains, and you're very kind-hearted. So how do people get hold of you?
I'm available through social media, on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram. Those are the 2 social media accounts I have.
Drop the handles.
On Facebook, it's Vuyiswa Ntombela. On Instagram, it's at Vuyiswa Vee.
You can continue.
And then I have obviously different kind of pages. On Instagram, it's V in color. On Facebook, it's V in color.
Yes.
And then there's Beanies and Socks on Facebook.
Wow.
And then there's also at Beanies and Socks on
Instagram.
Twitter.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
Beanies and socks just kills me. Beanies and socks. Like I just love the concept on how you made camping and brought it to Ekasi. Like you made people enjoy it. For the people who said nah, but still enjoyed it, it was very nice to actually have. There's an outfit that I saw of yours actually. I'm not sure if people were like, I went crazy when I saw it, right? It's like Mr. Stan, a dungaree, Italian, but she's wearing like a green jacket over it, right? And then guess what's in the middle? Like brown ice cream? But it's not ice cream. It's like the poop emoji, and it like stood out in color. Like she's wearing green, orange, yellow, and then boom, it was there. For me, what actually got me with that, it was like the way you took color and just made colors that I don't think would just blend, and just combine them to tell like one great rainbow type of motion. For me, myself, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Do you, since you freelance styling people, right? How's the clientele with it, and how hard was it for you, since you first had to showcase yourself, to get people to call you to come style them?
Obviously, it wasn't an easy journey. Firstly, I had to collaborate with friends to build up a portfolio, so that obviously when I present myself, people see that I can be able to do the job. But then again, luckily enough, I have people who believe in me, and I think also charity work does help me a lot. So obviously by now people trust that, okay, I can do this kind of things. And then obviously I'd style maybe one person, and then that person would refer the others. So in most cases, I get jobs through referrals, more than actually me presenting my portfolio.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's just a question of the challenges you've been through, right? Have you faced anything that was maybe gender-based in terms of the work that you're doing?
And styling, not really. But what I've noticed is that there are gatekeepers, people who I feel like should be opening up the industry for other people or new talents. So you obviously realize that we always see like old faces being used, whereas there are people who are actually capable of doing so much work compared to the ones which are being used. And then I think that's the only challenge, like
that
facing the gatekeepers, and clients who don't pay. or 1 discount.
Wow. All right, guys, that was none other than Vuyiswa, CEO, co-founder of Vee in Color, has an NPO. We heard that you can look for her on Twitter and also on Facebook under the handles of Beanies and Socks. And the other ones, just for them to remember so they can get a hold of you.
On Instagram, it's at Vuyiswa Ntombela. For Vee in Color, it's at Vee in Color. And then on Facebook, it's Vuyiswa Ntombela. For Facebook, Vee in Color.
Wow. Guys, there we had it. We just had a lovely interview with you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your time. It was a blast having you. Do you have any last words for anybody out there that would like to do the same thing that you were doing?
I think my last words would be do what you love so that it doesn't feel like work, and always be happy.
Wow.